Good evening. This is Elder G again. This is October 6th, Monday, October 6th, 2025. I'm coming to you as Ronnie G, not Elder G, just Ronnie G. Because I just want to talk about things that's happening in the United States of America. The country is falling off a cliff. The United States that used to be the beacon that sitting up on top of the hill, now our president is a war criminal. Because he ordered the military to assassinate these people on the boat when you didn't give them due process. I don't care who you are or where you from. Every country's got a rules and regulations that you need to go by. Donald Trump assassinated those people on them boat, even if they did have drugs, even if the boat was full of drugs. Due process was to get on your boat, go over there, board the boat, get the drugs, arrest them for trafficking drugs, and then let them go through the court system. That's what you call due process. See, when someone pulled me over, whether a traffic cop or highway patrol or whoever, the FBI, whoever it is that when they stop me, there's certain there's certain things that they have to answer to. I want to know why you stopping me. I want to know what I did wrong. I want to know, now, am I under arrest or can I just go home? Then if they decide they're going to arrest me, first they got to read me my rights. I have the right to remain silent. Anything that I say can and will be used in the court of law. You got a right to an attorney. When I get arrested, I got a right to make one phone call. That's to let people know where I'm at. Now Donald Trump don't care nothing about that. Yeah, I see the prejudiced white people running around laughing and the prejudiced black folk talking all that smack. But when Donald Trump leaves office and this administration is out of office, all those people and all those laws that been broke, that being recorded, it's being recorded of all the crime that you doing, talking about you doing it for justice. You know that you can't break the law and then say you the law enforcer. When you break the law, you become a criminal. And you can't say you don't know, because that's not the way the law works. The law tells you that ignorant of the law is no exception. You can play ignorant like you didn't know you did a robbery, but because you playing ignorant, it ain't gonna keep you out of prison. It ain't gonna keep you out of jail. The goal is to show you how much hate and everything there is. Just think about all this stuff on the news about the inner city in Chicago or in Detroit or in LA or Washington, D.C., as Donald Trump says in Portland, Oregon, where there's always shooting and killing. That's what you always claim. But the real killers is the 3%ers, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keeper, the Patriot Front, the KKK. Those are the ones that ain't nothing but kill 20 people at a time. go into a school and kill 26 kids. See, black and brown people don't do no mess like that. See, when you in the hood, let me tell you how something become a hood. See, you build these houses and you build these grocery stores and you build these gas stations. And then what happened when they get old, like 10 or 15 years old, see those rich folks and those precious white folk, they're going to move off and they're going to build a whole new, brand new community, new gas stations, new grocery stores, and all that, new car dealerships, and all that. So all the dealerships and the store and everything that used to be owned by the whites and an upstanding place, see, they took all the money that they made all those business in the inner city. They took all the money and they decide, I don't have to live around these niggers and these Mexican wetbacks or sticks or whatever you want to call them. I don't have to live around them no more. So they take up their money and they move off like to Beverly Hills or Palo Alto or Santa Monica or Laguna Niguel or Brea or something like that. And then they leave all the rundown stores, all the rundown grocery stores and the gas station. The little poor people take them over, but they don't have the resources to keep them up. So as years go by, it just go down, 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 down. And then the only thing left is drugs. Drugs like liquor, cocaine, crystal meth, weed, all that. That's all that's left. Liquor stores and tobacco stores and rundown gas stations and rundown apartment buildings. That's all that's left. Because the people that had the money, that own all the land and stuff, they move out. That's what they call white flight. When the rich folks get rich off the poor people, the black and the brown people, they get rich. And then they go and build them a subdivision and put a fence around it and put cameras everywhere. And then they start looking down on the very people that built their wealth. And then they took the wealth and just ran off with it. That's the way prejudiced white people do. Some black people do the same thing. See, when black people, like football players and all that, they don't stay where they at. They move off to the rich neighborhood. They gone. Like O.J. Simpson and all like that. They gone. They may come out every now and then to the wave. But other than that, they right up there with them rich folks. See, color don't mean nothing to them no more. The only thing that started meaning something to them then is green. But we still in the hood, even though that there's enough wealthy and billionaire black people to take care of all the poor black people. They don't. Because it don't make no difference what race you is. When you get lifted up in pride, when that pride get a hold of you, I did this and I did that and I done gave this and I done gave that. See, that's what pride is. And the Bible tell you about a haughty spirit, right? It's going to go before the fall. See, whenever you get lifted up and thinking that you can look down on other people now, thinking that you better, that's a haughty spirit. And that haughty spirit is going to lead you straight to destruction. The whole FBI is corrupt now because Trump put all those MAGA people around him and put FBI on their back. And they're making the American people turn against the FBI. Because in order to make the FBI your enemy, Trump got to make them think that the American people's got something against them. How many times you seeing the president walking down the street with FBI agent with camouflage on? He using the FBI and Homeland Security and ICE just like his own private army. But they going to the safe places. So they're giving that illusion like they doing so much. All they doing is going protect the rich folks' park. And the rich folk waterfront mansions. And the rich folks' park. All it is a garbage man out there picking up cans and bottles so the rich folk can feel comfortable coming to the park because you see the National Guard out there. See, it's all a sham. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's the appearance of doing something. It's just like a preacher getting in the pulpit, and he preach about mercy. And then he go home and beat his wife. Or he go home and abuse his children. See, whatever side you on, God say you need to dedicate yourself to that side. He don't want you straddling the fence. See, when I stay on my side of the fence, and I give you permission for you to stay on your side of the fence, if you respect the agreement that you made, then I'm going to stay off your side of the fence, and you're going to stay off my side of the fence because I don't believe in it, right? So we made an agreement. So if you come on my side of the fence, then we got a problem. If I go over there on your side of the fence, then you should have a problem. Because we agreed that we both gonna, if we can't agree, we're gonna disagree. So I don't need to be around people that disagreeing with what I'm doing if I'm doing it for the Lord. If I'm doing it for truth and honesty and justice. See, you see ICE. I know those poor people may be up there in the hood and they ain't got no money, but a lot of them still got their pride. And a lot of them still got their respect. You go up in the hood snatching mamas out of cars and throwing them on the ground. I don't care who you are or what kind of uniform you wearing. Anybody that would snatch my sister or my daughter or my mother or my family member out of car and just slam them on the ground, I don't care what kind of uniform. Because when you throw my people on the ground and punch my people, you ain't doing what the law says. You're a tyrant. Just because you got that uniform on. But that uniform don't make you righteous. That uniform is not what make you respectable. It's how you carry yourself and how you respect others. See, I'm a man of God, so I don't believe in violence. But because I don't believe in violence, I'm neutral. I'm telling my people that you need to obey the law and obey the Constitution. I tell my people that as long as you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which is stand, one nation under God, right? With indivisibly, with liberty and just for all. See, long as you fighting for liberty, long as you fighting for justice, see, the final law in this American Constitution, it lies with the people. When the Supreme Court don't do justice to everybody, it's time for the people to rise up against that Supreme Court. When the House and the Senate don't care nothing about right and fair bills for no matter what race you is or what economic level you're on. When they stop doing that, they'll no longer my government, they're my enemy. See, anyone come against the Constitution and the law, they coming against us. See, the very white man that's trying to put down the law and put down the Constitution is the very one that wrote it. They loved it when they had their foot around black and brown people's neck. They love their good old Constitution then. They just don't want black and brown people to have it. But we got it. We are an American citizen just like you. The same law that you use to destroy us is the same law that we can use to destroy you. Whatsoever a man do it to you, God said, you have the same right to do that unto them. By whatever measure you meet that they bring up on you, the Bible says you have the same right to use that same. If someone come at you with an AR-15 and you got an AR-15 and you got legal rights to carry it, and someone's coming down on you with an AR-15, you have every right to put them down first. That's the law and that's the prophets. That's what the Bible says. You have the right to defend yourself. How can you enter into a strong man's house? And at first, you got to bind the strong man. And then when you bind the strong man, then you'll be able to spoil his goods. See, a strong man is not supposed to let someone bind him. You can't protect your family and your children and your town and your community and your city and your state is you bound up. He said that you can't take a strong man's house. See, a strong man is going to fight you all the way to death. To protect his family, a strong man's duty is first to God, then it's to his family, it's to his community, it's to his town and his city and his state. The governor in your state is sovereign. Your government is to look out for you against all enemies. Your governor has got to look out for you from all enemies, whether foreign or domestic. If the National Guard come and they coming wrong, and they don't respect the governor and won't go through the governor, that's not a legal act. See, the National Guard is not supposed to accept that order. But if they do, if they go and use an illegal act and come against you, you treat them just like you treat everybody else. Because they breaking your Constitution. They violating your rights. And they do not have the right to do it. The only way that they get the right to do it is you got to be doing something against the Constitution and you got to be doing something against the law. If you ain't doing none of those things, they have no right to put a hand on you. If somebody try to put a hand on you and you ain't violating no law, you got every right to put them down. See, that's why the church, the so-called church, I can't say the real church, the so-called church, that's why they done failed the American people. That's how come we in the position that we in right now. It's because weak-needed preachers cared more about prosperity, about more money in their pocket, than they cared about looking out for the people. The shepherd is supposed to watch over the sheep. The shepherd is the one that's supposed to fight the battle for the sheep. The church is the one that's supposed to stand up for the sheep. That shepherd is the overseer. He's the one that's supposed to protect the flock by any means necessary. A shepherd can do all things through Christ who strengthens them. That's so what? To save your people, if you had to go to jail, yeah, go. Because you did it in Jesus' name. You followed Jesus' instruction. And when you go before your peer, that's a 12-people jury. When you go before that jury in your community, even though you got arrested, when you go before that jury and you tell your story about what went down and what you did to protect your family, to protect your community, to protect your town or your city or your state, they're going to say not guilty. Because you got to pick a jury from your community, from your brothers and sisters that you was looking out for. See, Donald Trump and his minion is wrong. They trying to overthrow the Constitution. They burning down judges' houses. They're assassinating representatives in their own house. They want to go into cities that didn't even invite them. If you're not invited, you're a criminal. Jesus said, Jesus said he the door. He said anybody that try to come up any other way, those people are a thief or a robber. The Bible tell you, if they don't come to you the right way, you got every right to defend. See, a lot of people don't try to learn the Constitution. They don't understand what the freedom of speech means. Your home is your castle. Anyone that don't have a warrant try to cross that threshold on my front door, my number one priority is to stop them. And my number one priority is to stop them at all costs. Because if someone come through my door without permission, that's a threat to me. And it'll be a threat to you. And you got every right to stop them. The reason I'm talking like this, because I want you to see, just because you're in prison don't mean you're guilty. Just because you were accused of a crime, it don't mean that you did the crime. But you got to go through the system to explain why you did it. If you did it following Christ, then you're going to be acquitted. See, that's what following Christ is. That's why he said, let Jesus lead you and guide you in the way that he would have you to go. From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible tells you how you can follow Christ. You can kill somebody and still be following Christ. You could take somebody's possession. If Christ told you to do it, you clear from it. And like I said, you can kill it if Christ tell you to kill. If Christ tell you to go down into Mississippi and kill everybody, then that's what you got to do. You got to go down into Mississippi and kill everybody. You ain't going to jail because Christ is the one that ordered you to do it. And you can do all things through Christ who empower you. That's what strengthen means. It means to empower you. Donald Trump is going into these cities because of corruption. I don't see nothing. Portland, Oregon seems like a calm place to me. I'm sure there's some bad, poor communities, but ain't nothing wrong with Portland, Oregon. I walk around Chicago. I go anywhere in Chicago, just walk around. Because as long as I'm not lying and going out there trying to harm or take somebody's stuff, ain't too many people going to mess with me because I'm doing that. See, Donald Trump is a liar. Mike Johnson is a liar. The majority leader in the Senate and John Robertson in the Supreme Court. They all against the Constitution. Because when you told Donald Trump that as long as he's president, he can have his opponent assassinated, See, you lost me. You just didn't lose me. You lost Christ too. Because ain't no way Christ would tell a candidate that he have the right to assassinate his opponent just to win. Just to win, you assassinate your opponent. Just to win, you will send Black Hawk helicopters over an apartment building in a black neighborhood and have the people jumping out of the helicopter going into the apartment complex with no warrant. Zip tying people, kids. That's what you call kidnap. Now just think if you was in the hood where the young folks talking like they got switches. Don't you know that would have been a shootout right there and it would have been a lot of people dead? Donald Trump, and look at all the money he's spending. You know how much the way Donald Trump is mobilizing the FBI and Homeland Security and the National Guard and the FBI. Can you imagine how many millions and millions of dollars that man is spending? And it ain't gonna solve nothing. Because in 3 years, Trump is gonna be gone. And all those laws that you broke, that left behind from Trump destruction, you going to prison for. Because the Constitution tells you do not have to follow an illegal order. But you did it anyway because you just like Trump. You no good just like Trump. When Trump leaves office in 4 years, he's going to be to bankrupt this country. All those tariffs that he's talking about, he's bragging about, that's your money. That's the money that you had to pay on your extra on your light bill. The one that you got to pay extra on your phone bill. The extra you got to pay the interest on your mortgage. The extra you had to spend when you go to McDonald's. Donald Trump, that's your money he bragging about. He going around bragging about your money when he's spending $45 million on his birthday parade. He's spending $200 million on a ballroom, and he just laughing at you. He giving the ICE agent like 19-year-old, he giving him a $50,000 bonus to come and abuse people. He tore up the Rose Garden. He's going to spend $1 billion of taxpayer money to convert a plane from a foreign country to convert into Air Force One, which is going to cost us $1 billion, and then he's going to take it with him when he leaves. My God, America, I know you hate it. I know you was prejudiced. But you'll destroy your own country that you live in, your own kid, your own grandkid, your own great-grandkid. You're going to get them killed because of prejudice. Just think about what I just said. You're willing to get your kid and your grandkids and your great-grandkids killed because of prejudice.